Hello and welcome to Oktane Online 2022. In this deep dive session, we're bringing back a popular topic from years past on rethinking the role of Active Directory in your identity and access management strategy. My name is Cynthia Liu. I'm a Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Okta, and I'm joined for this session by my colleague, Dipti Kantilal. Dipti is a Senior Product Manager of Okta's Universal Directory, and you'll be hearing from her later in this session. In the small amount of time that we have together, we'll be reviewing some current business challenges that I'm sure many of you are experiencing at this moment. We'll quickly turn our attention to 3 Okta customer case studies that have successfully addressed those challenges in partnership with Okta, and then we'll provide a sneak peek into Okta's vision and roadmap for becoming your central identity management plane. So the last several years have been very hectic, to say the least, for everyone and every organization. No business was alone in having to meet many new demands on IT as a result of the pandemic, the following economic uncertainty, the rising geopolitical risk, and anything else that may come in the near future. But IT leaders have met these challenges head on, standing up at least temporary solutions and doing so very quickly, all to make possible a remote and more dynamic workforce. Whether it's deploying cloud resources, supporting personal devices, or safeguarding remote access, these are changes that we are now seeing are long-lasting adjustments that require continuous investments to function and thrive in today's modern hybrid world. At the same time, organizations must focus on being resilient and finding efficiencies in the face of rising global uncertainty. But how can that be possible when about 50% of companies have yet to realize value from their cloud investments that were perhaps adopted in response to the pandemic? IT leaders must reevaluate and streamline those investments for the long term. So it's no surprise that most decision makers are looking at digital infrastructure resiliency investments to make sure that their organizations continue to grow through tougher climates. And as part of this preparation for future disruption, many CISOs, especially those most closely affected by the conflict in Europe, are looking to strengthen their cyber resilience. In order to do more with less, organizations need to start with identity. To gain efficiencies and resilience in the face of a contracting economy, you can automate business processes based on identity. For an organization to retain and satisfy remote workers, identity, again, is central to enabling better and more consistent user experiences. And when the threat landscape is only growing in volume and sophistication, the only way to improve security without compromising on those great user experiences is through identity-centric security. At the same time, businesses have to continue to grapple with evergreen strategic initiatives, from managing through mergers and acquisitions to improving workforce productivity and prioritizing projects while lacking sufficient technical talent. And for all of these challenges, identity also has a fundamental role. A strong identity foundation starts with centralized identity or user management. For Okta, that means our Universal Directory, also known as UD, which is the central cloud source of truth for user profiles and credentials that help customers to quickly adopt and manage cloud applications, support bring your own device policies, apply identity-centric zero trust principles, and more. Over the next 3 customer use cases, we'll explore how centralized identity management can empower businesses to reduce their dependence on legacy systems like Active Directory and become more secure and agile organizations that can grapple with these many challenges. For our first customer example, we have a long-term Okta customer, Envision Healthcare. They are a leading national medical group based in the US with a large network of clinicians working in collaboration with healthcare partners. When Envision first connected with Okta, after having grown rapidly through acquiring companies, they were looking for a solution to help manage identities and secure access across a disjointed IT environment that was still dependent on Active Directory. At the time, they were allocating about 1,200 hours per year just to consolidate domains. They needed help with integrating users and apps from numerous acquisitions. With Okta's Universal Directory and AD agents, Envision was able to quickly connect across the acquired directories for a centralized view, which made it more simple to manage newly acquired users and provide them with the access they needed to parent company apps. Envision was also able to tap into Okta's inbound federation to connect hospitals within their ecosystem to the Okta platform. This allowed hospitals to manage access for their own staff, from joining to leaving, which improved security and decreased Envision's IT admin costs. Envision was also able to use Okta to take control of their application sprawl by minimizing user IDs and passwords, and controlling who had access to what with Okta's single sign-on and provisioning capabilities made available through the pre-built integrations of the Okta integration network. And this included controlling over 30 Office 365 domains that are now federated from Okta. With Okta, Envision was able to consolidate their AD instances and to integrate those legacy systems with their cloud applications. And as a result, they were able to gain visibility and centralized control over all of their users and applications, which increased workforce productivity and improved their overall security posture. Helping organizations make sense of their technology inherited through M&A activity is something that Okta has a history of delivering on. Many businesses do not want to manually integrate domains that have been acquired, and Okta provides a way out with out-of-the-box connectors and on-premises agents to quickly integrate with any AD and LDAP directories, CSV directories, identity providers, as well as popular HR systems that they may have, including Workday. All of this helps organizations to more quickly enable newly acquired employees to access the applications they need to do their jobs. And as organizations look to simplify their IT environment, they may be looking to reduce dependence on Active Directory. This is a process of many stages and may require long-term planning. But no matter your end state, whether you choose to retain AD as the source of truth and coexist with Okta, or Okta's universal directory becomes your new cloud source of truth, or some other configuration, Okta can help centralize and simplify identity management. Okta can sync and push groups and user profiles upstream or downstream, delegate authentication to AD or LDAP, and ingest data from HR systems for user creation and updates in Universal Directory. Ultimately, Okta synchronizes directory complexity and gets businesses quickly into the cloud. And Okta's directory integrations are always evolving, with more mature features coming down the pike. We want to offer ways to automatically update Okta's agents without IT intervention, new workflows and APIs to connect critical HR systems and other sources, new concepts to support mutually exclusive populations, such as business partner identities within UD and others, which we'll cover in more detail during the section on roadmaps. For our next customer case study, we have an organization called ThoughtWorks that took centralized identity management even further than the last customer example. In fact, ThoughtWorks has been able to completely go off of Active Directory as part of their identity management system. ThoughtWorks is a leading technology consultancy that delivers software and agility at scale for clients. But in order to offer even better services, ThoughtWorks first had to turn their attention inwards to optimize their own identity processes. When ThoughtWorks first started this journey, the company was growing in headcount and growing more international, which put a lot of pressure on their traditional on-premises environment. Their usage of Active Directory was clunky and difficult to maintain. It was dependent on many custom integrations and scripts, and especially as the business adopted more cloud technology, onboarding was cumbersome and employees were frequently locked out from critical tools when AD would fall out of sync or scripts would simply stop working. That is all to say that ThoughtWorks was contending with a familiar slate of challenges that were introduced earlier, and that includes driving operational resilience and efficiency, supporting and securing remote workers, and of course, improving both workforce and IT productivity. But together with Okta, ThoughtWorks planned and executed a multi-phased, multi-year approach to reverse the logic flow from AD to Okta. They moved all credentials and authentication to Okta, and finally, they were able to deprecate over 40 on-premises domain controllers. And instrumental to the success was the adoption of Universal Directory as the identity source of truth and profile master, which enabled more flexible user attribute management that, along with single sign-on, drove more secure authentication so that employees can get into the apps they need. ThoughtWorks benefited from deploying lifecycle management as well as Okta workflows to streamline and automate provisioning and deprovisioning. as well as develop custom processes. Overall, ThoughtWorks can now manage the user lifecycle with near zero manual intervention. They can deploy best-of-breed applications without having to worry about costly integration maintenance. ThoughtWorks experience is one that is repeatable for any organization. It's not easy or instantaneous to remove legacy systems, but a well-planned and phased approach with initial quick wins can make it a lot more manageable. And the result of all this hard work is the ability to adopt best-of-breed applications, automate user life cycles, and govern user access. As ThoughtWorks was able to experience, the Okta integration network supports over 7,000 applications with pre-built integrations, with over 1,900 apps supporting federated single sign-on with SAML and OIDC, and over 400 supporting automated provisioning. Because these integrations use open standards, this ensures interoperability and helps organizations to adopt cloud faster. From there, with an event-driven system based on Universal Directory and Workday, ThoughtWorks also benefited from being able to assign birthright apps to new hires and quickly cut off access when an employee leaves a company, which has both security and cost benefits. Making this happen are Okta's lifecycle management and workflows solutions. They can take information from UD or in combination with an HR system to ensure workers are onboarded quickly and empowered with all the resources they need to be productive. Workflows in particular allows for automation of deeper actions within provisioning and across the lifecycle. And working in concert may be Okta's new identity governance solution that was recently made generally available. With this product, IT and security leaders can be assured that users are appropriately resourced with the right apps and not given excessive privileges. This is absolutely critical now more than ever because of the increased turnover of employees that we see today. And Okta can help manage this flow by supporting real-time offboarding to cut off access to resources. To review our final customer example, I will now turn this session over to my colleague Dipti to take us through the third case study into the rest of this session.
Thank you, Cynthia. Let's continue on to the third case study. The Norwegian Refugee Council is a humanitarian organization dedicated to helping individuals who are forced to flee. They began their cloud-first strategy back in 2015 and moved away from a classic on-premise data center. Okta became a key part of NRC's cloud and security strategy back in 2016. For the NRC, everything revolves around identity and identity management. They need to be sure that individuals are who they say they are so that they can be granted the appropriate access and so team members are enabled with the information needed to fulfill their roles. Another reality for the NRC is that their staff works on crises all around the world, and they have different roles and restrictions based on the location they're at. Having seamless and secure access to relevant applications is vital for quick decision making. And this is where Okta comes in for NRC. With Okta's lifecycle management functionality, the NRC was able to reduce the manual onboarding and offboarding efforts, significantly reducing the likelihood of security breaches. They've been able to save almost 6,000 IT hours per year due to automated provisioning and deprovisioning. An array of multi-factor authentication options and Okta Verify provided the NRC with a choice of factors. Having options was essential given the variability in location and with internet access. Employees were still able to access the applications necessary for their job functions without compromising security. Given the urgency with which team members need to provide aid in volatile situations, single sign-on continues to enable the NRC employees with self-service resetting of their passwords. NRC is saving an estimated $121K annually in employee productivity and IT costs by using Okta's SSO and password self-reset. With the vast functionalities that Okta provides, NRC has been able to remove their dependency on on-premise Active Directory and move over to Universal Directory as a cloud alternative on their way to a cloud-only strategy. By moving to a cloud directory, they're able to take advantage of the many security features that Okta provides to accommodate for the many geopolitical challenges that their organization faces. Okta is helping NRC and all our customers by offering flexible and secure access whilst focusing on reducing admin complexity. By adopting Universal Directory, customers can take advantage of a wide set of security features. Okta has a clear advantage in enabling administrators to set security policies and specify phishing-resistant factors to protect unmanaged devices, the use of which has skyrocketed for remote work and has increasingly been targeted by cyber criminals. Organizations can also leverage Okta Verify to help provide a degree of additional device context for unmanaged devices, which helps further organizations' security and zero trust strategies. Remote workers can securely access resources using their existing devices while leveraging native biometric factors like Windows Hello for Business and Touch ID. Using the array of security functionality and a centralized cloud directory ensures that customers like the NRC have a seamless onboarding and offboarding experience for their workforce, providing timely access to relevant applications based on role, location, or other important factors. In the past, identity management systems focused on where data was stored. Our identity management vision is now shifting focus to where the logic lives. Our aim is to be the central cloud identity management plane and to be a cloud source of truth, thereby helping your organizations to adopt any cloud technology of interest and reduce dependencies on on-premise directories like Active Directory. We define a central management plane as a single system on which your provisioning and identity organization logic lives, while the source of truth is where the information originates. At Okta, our aim is to connect all of your identities regardless of their source. This could be other directories or HR sources. Our goal is to enable you to build workloads and the strongest central identity management system, which includes prioritizing coexistence, unlocking new identity and access management scenarios, and much, much more. This identity management vision that we have translates into 3 themes of investment. We currently help you manage users and groups. Our first theme is to truly become a universal directory for all objects and organization constructs, enabling you to manage identities in your org holistically. By expanding the scope of our universal directory, we will help you reduce dependencies on legacy identity systems. Our second theme is to focus on a migration and a coexistence story. By adding more ways to migrate data seamlessly, your org will be enabled to deprecate legacy systems and move away from manual and custom processes. This theme also allows you to coexist and live alongside your current systems, but also to be able to take advantage of Okta's latest and greatest technologies without the rush to migrate fully. We know that businesses are growing to accommodate more than just employees and contractors, but also extending to partners and vendors. The third theme of focus is around a performant, reliable, and scalable platform that continues to grow with the evolving needs and use cases that you have. Diving a little bit deeper into these themes, we have some key areas of investments that we have planned in the upcoming year and beyond. When it comes to a universal directory, we're looking to expand our organization-related offerings beyond groups. At the high level, a realm is a new universal directory object that unlocks the ability to manage mutually exclusive user populations that can co-reside in a single Okta tenant. This offers a stronger boundary that groups cannot provide, reducing friction, particularly for third-party partner collaboration use cases that benefit from user isolation. Identity provider configurations as well as expression language will be realm aware, and the capabilities of realms will continue to increase over time. We're actively exploring expanding functionality to include group rules, branding, and policies. Another key object beyond users, groups, and realms identified is devices. While some actions can be taken today on devices, we understand that there's much room for growth on how devices can be managed and assigned. We're at the beginning of this journey to supporting device schemas, groups, and associated policies. As a part of this journey, we're also exploring importing existing device records from AD, as well as any related context from sources like AD, AAD, and external vendors. In regards to migration and coexistence, we're excited to share about our upcoming offerings. With anything as a source, you'll be able to connect data from any source of truth and automate any critical lifecycle management event, such as users joining, moving within the company, or leaving the company, all via APIs. This will reduce or eliminate future reliance on custom code and infrastructure, while allowing Okta to provide more integrations and customizations in the future. Anything as a source is currently in limited EA. We would love for you to test this out and provide feedback to us. As a part of coexisting with Active Directory, we're continuing to make enhancements to our AD integration. With these enhancements, you'll be able to sync more attributes between Okta and AD environments than ever before and continue to take advantage of all the benefits that your Okta integration gives, while still keeping your Microsoft AD solution around. Taking that one step further, as we follow trends, we see that more and more organizations are at the beginning of their migration to the cloud. As a part of this transformation, we know that future enhancements to your identity management system will also be more cloud-based and less on-premise based. With that in mind, we're investing in leveraging Azure AD as a source of truth so you can continue to have your Okta and Microsoft solutions seamlessly coexist. Over 70% of our customers use an agent that is 2+ years old, which means that they are not able to take advantage of new features. We currently have a self-service EA for a new AD agent UI that allows you to schedule and automate agent updates. We plan to extend this auto update service for the LDAP agent as well, and GA for both of these agents is anticipated in the upcoming year. As a part of continuing to improve our platform, we have 2 additional callouts. Group rules offer a no-code or low-code approach to group management automation and are heavily leveraged. Just about every customer uses group rules to group their users in order to easily and efficiently manage policies as well as app assignments. We're actively improving the stability and performance of group rules. We also plan to increase the power of each rule while making it easier for you to manage them. And finally, we conducted a research project over the past few months to understand how you, our customers, intend to use directories and where you're feeling friction in the overall admin experience. This research is the first step towards the design of a better, more cohesive user experience. Thank you so much for your participation in this session, and we look forward to continuing to connect with you at Oktane and beyond. Thank you.